Good afternoon. My name is Edward Cato Sanchin Oberholtzer. I'm the resident priest here at the Joseph Priestley Zen Sangha in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. We're an affiliate of Empty Moon Zen. My grandmother was the head of the classics department at the Windsor School up in Boston, Massachusetts. One of her duties, and one of her great pleasures as a teacher of ancient Greek, was to carry on the school's tradition of celebrating March 4th, today, as Exilano Day. Exilano being the Greek verb meaning, not surprisingly, to march forth, or to carry on, and I'd like to think, to endure. The students dressed as Greek warriors, though it being a private New England girls' school, more likely as Amazons. I imagine that memorizing noun declensions and the elaborate verb forms of Greek required a good deal of endurance, though not the kind of endurance required of sitting upright on a zafu. I imagine my grandmother urging her students on, 7 times missing the answer, 8 times trying again. Speaking of grandmotherly figures, I regularly sit down now here in Lewisburg, at least now on Zoom, with Diane Benage, a venerable and much-loved Zen figure who grew up here in Lewisburg. Much loved, especially in Japan. Diane will always happily recount sitting on the cushion in the early days at the women's training temple, the Nisodo, and singing quietly to herself, 99 bottles of beer on the wall, 99 bottles of beer. If someone doesn't ring that cursed bell, there'll be, well, you can fill in the rest of the line. Even the venerable are tried. We talk of the 3 pillars of Zen: great faith, great doubt, and great effort. We agonize about faith and doubt, and often leave great effort as a given. But as Diane would point out, and as my knees, and I'm sure yours would attest, great effort is no small part of Zen practice. That ability to practice as though your hair were on fire when, God knows, your legs feel as though they're the ones burning. That takes endurance. That takes effort. And yet, this is what we do. I was going to say what we are called on to do. But no, it is simply what we do. One foot goes in front of the other, one breath goes in, one breath out. You just need to get to the next breath, and the next, to the next bell, and to the one after that. It was Bodhidharma, who is often cited in his incarnation as the founder of Kung Fu, as having exhorted us with, fall down 7 times, get up 8. I like to think of that as breathe in 7 times, breathe out 8. And given that he sat facing the wall of a cave for years until, legendarily, his legs fell off. And look at that cute statue of Daruma with the painted eyes and no legs. Now, my favorite feat of the great patriarch is that, to keep from falling asleep, Bodhidharma cut off his eyelids. They fell to the floor of the cave, shriveled and dried, and now we have tea leaves. Those first 2 of the 3 pillars, great faith, great doubt, these are the fuel that keep great effort going. And it is effort. You just have to walk by the cushion to be reminded. Sure, there are times when the Zafu calls out to us and we gladly settle in, cross our legs, take a breath and go with it. But how often do we look at that cushion and quickly find something else to do? It's so useful to have a sangha, a group, a bell, a timer, to be held to a schedule. Effort is so much more effortless when done in a group. To me, it brings to mind that passage in Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verses 9 and 10, a passage I have heard cited as biblical proof of the superiority of suspenders to a belt. That too, but how much more poetic as support for a sangha, for companionship. It goes, along with the hand gestures, two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will hold up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Those of us who can sit with others, with a group, with a sangha, we have a good reward for our labor. I think of this when I remember standing up for kinhin during a retreat and fainting into the arms of my fellow practitioner on the cushion next to me. But more so, and in a more mundane but meaningful manner, just sitting in one another's presence, just knowing that we're not alone in our great effort. This is grace. So we can sit here on our cushions, sitting with our hair on fire, sitting counting all those bottles of beer on the wall, waiting for that next bell. And to touch back on Exilano Day, we sit like Homer's Odysseus. Be still, my heart, thou hast endured worse than this. Yes, thou hast known worse than this, but be honest. Thou hasn't known better. We grow old and gray, and still we sit, turning that lamp within, asking that burning question, who is it that hears this? And like Tennyson's Odysseus, we can say, though much is taken, much abides, and though we are not now that strength which in old days moved heaven and earth, that which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Thank you.